Now, here in Denver, the tech scene may not be as huge as it is in Silicon Valley, but it still could have some ripple effects. Joining us now is Patrice Barber, the CEO and founder of Career CNX. Patrice, thank you so much for being here today. Let's start with this. Tech startups, obviously the ones most impacted by this news over the last couple of days. How could this impact our community here in Colorado?
There's a lot of different ways that it's going to impact us. Obviously, we've heard already payroll, running simple things like running payroll, loan payments, things of that nature. Anybody that was expecting to get funding from a round of investor funding, they're looking at a pause. So that's our biggest impact right now that I think most tech companies are most afraid of.
I know we're just a few days into this and probably still going to take a while to see this all shake out, but have we seen any tech startups already start to panic?
I don't know if I'd call it so much panic as get a little jittery. So panic, I think, takes it a little bit far. But certainly there's a huge concern about why did this have to happen through SVB. They've been part of our community for over 20 years. They've done a fantastic job previously of funding companies. So yes, there's a big concern about what's the ripple effect with other investors, and are they going to continue to support the rounds of funding that we're expecting to come through?
Now, the government stepped in this weekend and that helped save some of these startups. Is this a Band-Aid or is this a long-term solution?
That's a great question. I have to say I'm personally grateful that they did. I think it's a smart move overall. While that $200 billion that's at risk right now is a little below the normal number of what they would have stepped in to take over and deal with, I think it was an important thing given the level of recovery that the economy is currently trying to step out of, and especially in our tech startup space.
What about people who aren't in tech, who aren't in the startup space, who are wondering, okay, should I pull my money out of the bank? Is it safe right now? What do you say to those people?
Well, of course, diversifying your funds, and if you have over $250,000 in any particular bank, that's always a wise choice. If you're a business leader, there's several different things I would say that you really need to think about doing right now. Putting together a forecast of your worst and best case scenarios. If you aren't accustomed to doing a forecast, take a moment and do it. Talking with your team and your investors and the people that are going to be impacted by this, getting the word out proactively, these are important steps to take. Other than that, as an individual, in the state of Colorado, we only have about 400 companies per year that get funding out of 175,000 that launch each year. So, what's the impact overall? Is it a huge impact economically? That remains to be seen. But it was a 16th bank and the largest in the U.S., but it's still a smaller bank. That's all going to unravel, and I think it's appropriate what the government did to step in, and we're going to hope for the best.
A lot to sort through. Patrice, we appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Michaela?
All right, Michael, thank you so much. We are covering a shooting in Colorado Springs.